This is one of the most expensive ingredients in the world. It can cost up to $350 just for a single ounce. These are truffles. Not the chocolate kind, though those are delicious, but edible fungi primarily found in Spain, France, and Italy. Tiny pieces are shaved on a variety of dishes ranging from pasta to French fries. And these shavings alone can drive up the price of a meal by hundreds of dollars. And their ridiculous price has to do with how difficult these truffles are to grow and find. But why are truffles so rare? And how are they connected to climate change, dogs, and World War I? Truth be told, truffles don't taste like much. Some describe the flavor as similar to mold, garlic, meat, or a sweet body odor. Sounds expensive. Also, who's eating mold and body odor? But seriously, people do love these things as a garnish or star ingredient in certain dishes. And although people have described the taste in less than flattering terms, they are unlike anything else. And people are kind of obsessed. Oprah is famous for carrying truffle zest everywhere she goes. Seriously, Google it. It's a little weird. Truffles come in two main colors and flavors, white and black. And they better be eaten quickly. They only last 5 days before they go bad. All of these aspects combine to make this an ingredient that's coveted all over the world. And there's not very much of it. But why? Well, to understand the rarity, we need to learn how they're grown and found. Truffles are an ectomycorrhizal fungus. Say that 3 times fast. Which means they grow underground near trees. And not just any trees, but ones they have a symbiotic relationship with, like my relationship with chocolate. They can take years to grow and need nearly perfect conditions. Since this process is rare, foragers need to search for them, and they can't do this alone. They need help from friends with a great sense of smell. Initially, it was pigs who would find truffles since they were attracted to the smell. And we mean attracted. These truffles contain a sex hormone found in the saliva of male pigs. Who knew? This led these truffle pigs to gobble up every mushroom they could find. Rather inconvenient. So that's where our dogs come in. They're now used to find truffles instead. They still have the same great sense of smell, but are less infatuated? So sure, these things are hard to find and might not be as simple as picking berries. But why don't truffle foragers get more dogs to help out? Well, it's not just about how truffles are found, but the fact that there are not many around. And to understand why, we need to go back to the mid-1800s. Believe it or not, truffles used to be a common ingredient. Back then, over 2,000 tons of truffles were produced a year. Compare that to now, and foragers are lucky to find 150 tons. But after November 11, 1918, the majority of truffle trees were ruined. How did this happen? Well, that has to do with World War I. During the war, thousands of truffle trees were destroyed. That, combined with the world becoming more industrialized and less rural land in Europe, truffles have become much harder to grow and find. But this was over 100 years ago, so why haven't truffles been able to make a comeback? Well, it does have to do with the trees that grow them. One of the rarest fungi, known as the white truffle, comes from just a few oak forests in Europe. And no one has been able to figure out how to cultivate them on a mass scale. And the truffles that they have figured out how to grow still have their fair share of issues. Apart from the soil and trees needing to be perfect, the weather and temperature matter too. Parts of Europe that grow truffles have been experiencing droughts and unpredictable temperatures. And that's where our final answer to our question, climate change, comes in. This results in tons of truffles not growing properly or dying altogether. So that's why truffles are so rare. It has to do with climate change, dogs, and World War I. What kind of crazy food will we explore next? I, for one, am wondering why everyone is so obsessed with Wagyu beef. I mean, it looks pretty good, but why is it so ridiculously expensive? We'll have the answer for you on the next Origins of Food.